Hello, MCU fans! Today we're going to take a look at the fact that Marvel made, and then quickly removed, some very interesting timeline updates. So, lots to discuss. I think you will find this really interesting. There will be some very minor plot points being discussed from both What If Season 3 and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, but as long as you're okay with that, then let's dive right in and see what we can find out. Don't forget, we have a March contest running all month long. Be subscribed, leave a comment. You could win a book or a steelbook. Best of luck. And we have a membership option with lots of cool perks, so you might check it out in case you're interested. All right, so back in February of 2024, Marvel released the official season-by-season timeline. They announced it on this tweet here, and it made it sound like they did it on Disney+, but if you follow the bit.ly link in the tweet, it actually took you to this article. Notice from February 8th of 2024, where they showed an image of all of the season-by-season breakdowns for any shows that had more than one season, like I Am Groot and it's Season 2, all of the Season 2 and Season 3s from the Netflix shows, and then Season 2 from both Loki and What If. So this told us that at least the ending of Loki Season 2 was after the Marvels. And of course that's important because remember in the epilogue they have a reference back to the events of Quantum Mania and how one of the Kangs caused a bit of a ruckus on the 616 adjacent realm. And of course Loki created his tree, his multiversal tree. So this told us exactly when in the timeline that happened. And if you want even more details on why this season-by-season breakdown was so important, you can check out a longer video I did on it. But naturally, we had the question of, is this even legit, right? So Titan reached out to Marvel.com asking, can we trust this? Is it improved and endorsed by Marvel Studios? And we got the answer back that yes, we can confirm the article we posted sorts all the shows and movies in the official order of the MCU timeline. Awesome. So then Potato reached out and said, okay, well, when's it going to be on the Disney Plus app? And we got a really encouraging response back saying, hey, we're looking at a specific date. But then the second response was, well, I was checking with my content team, but they told me there is not a specific date, just that it will be soon. Well, it's been a year, so I'm guessing we're not going to see it get updated on Disney+. However, they are updating the article. So on Marvel.com, March 11th, we got an updated list. And in fact, now notice they're no longer using the image, they're instead using links. So you can click on any of these links and go straight to the show on Disney+, which is awesome. And by the way, that's why Spider-Man No Way Home is not on this list. The article is specifically talking about things you can find on Disney+, and sadly, No Way Home is still not there. So I'm hoping this thing does finally show up on Disney+ soon, but it's not there yet. So let's talk though about the updates since February of 2024. So they added Deadpool and Wolverine. That makes sense. It has to be after Loki Season 2 because remember they quit pruning and that was a key point of Deadpool and Wolverine. Agatha All Along is fall timeframe of 2026, so that makes sense being there. And Daredevil Born Again is late 2026 and even going into 2027. So those updates all made sense. But here's what's interesting. If you looked at this list about a week ago when this first posted, you would have seen What If Season 3 and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man on the list. It would have been right after Agatha All Along. So basically it was Agatha All Along, What If Season 3, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and then Daredevil Born Again. However, I unfortunately did not get a screenshot of it before they removed it. They removed both of them from the list. So what's going on, right? Why were they added and then removed? All right, so I have a different theory for each of these. So let's talk first about What If Season 3, because I think this is really interesting. You might remember in What If Season 3, the Watcher was in big time trouble because he kept interfering. And in fact, he interfered with Reed Richards, Nick Fury, and some girl named Madison with 2 N's and 1 Y. Now, I do want to know what on earth the Watcher had to do with Madison and Nick Fury. That would be great. But I really want to know which Reed Richards did he interfere with, right? I mean, we have lots of options. Which of these is the one he interfered with? In fact, technically speaking, there's a fifth, from the movie that never really was ever released. But I think the one that he interfered with is going to be this one, our new one, right? The new one from the Fantastic Four movie. I think we're going to see that somehow the Watcher had something very important to do with the plot of the movie, and I can't wait. I can't wait. That is going to be awesome. But that's the problem. I think they put in What If Season 3 more like when it was released versus when it's actually going to happen. Because I think once Fantastic Four finally hits the timeline, What If Season 3 is going to be after that, because I think this scene is referring to something that we will see in the Fantastic Four movie. And oh, that will be so cool. The Watcher showing up in Fantastic Four, interfering in Reed Richards' life, and then getting him in trouble with these other Watchers. So I think that's why they pulled What If Season 3 from the list. I do think it's going to come back because What If Season 1 and Season 2 are in there. They're branches off of Loki's tree, right? But why did they pull out Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man? Well, I think a better question is, why did they even put it in there? Why was it on the list to begin with? Because if we look on Disney Plus, sure enough, in the Multiverse Saga section, we see X-Men 97 and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. However, they're not in the timeline. In fact, where would you even put them? I mean, I guess X-Men 97 could go between Captain Marvel and Iron Man, and maybe Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man could go after Civil War, since it's tied, to a deviation after Civil War, or maybe even earlier. It's really hard to tell with Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. So I think the key is neither of these really belong in the MCU timeline. And here's why. Because when Jeff Trammell, the showrunner, was asked, where is Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man taking place? He said it's taking place in a sister timeline one universe over. That's a really interesting answer, right? He didn't just simply say, oh, it's a branch off of Loki's tree. It's like a what if branch. No, he said it's a sister timeline, but it's one universe over. That makes me think it's not even part of Loki's tree. And I think that's very similar to what Beau DeMaio said when he was asked where X-Men 97 exists. He said, I know all my discussions were to view it as its own neighboring tree, not a branch of the multiverse MCU tree. So in other words, it's not a part of Loki's tree. And if that's the case, then I would imagine Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, sister timeline one universe over, is also not part of the tree. So I'm going to bet Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man didn't really belong on the list, and that was a mistake. And I think that actually tells us something very important about this list. It gives us all the more confidence that Marvel is trying to keep it updated and accurate. Because even if they make a mistake, and we're all human, everyone makes mistakes, they fix it. So yes, they put in What If Season 3, and they put in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man on the list in the wrong place, but they pulled it out, meaning they realized this thing needs to be up to date because people are paying attention to it. I love it. So let me know your thoughts about my theories. Do you think What If Season 3 will return to the list, but it will be after Fantastic Four? And do you think Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man shouldn't be in the list? And if not, why? Do you agree with me that it's in a different tree, if you will, or is it for other reasons? I would love to know your thoughts, but I just find this stuff fascinating. So don't forget about that contest. Be a subscriber, leave a comment, win a book or a steelbook, and we have the membership option in case you're interested in that. And then I always love to mention the Discord. Thanks to Guess You Are for being the one to point it out that the list was updated on the 11th. And thank you also to EAGC 1995, who told us the list now has been changed. So yeah, crazy. Within just like 3 or 4 days, they had added it and then removed it. But anyway, we would love you to join us on the Discord. We have 2,000 members across the globe, conversations 24/7, and I'll leave a pinned comment so you can be part of it. Also, if you don't mind, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. You can check out more content, and we'll all continue to enjoy the ever-growing, the ever-changing Marvel Cinematic Universe.